Hello, everyone, and welcome to Go Watch a Movie, episode 65. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
The conversation continues with the year-end episode. Hallelujah. 2018 gone.
We did it.
I don't know what we did, but we did it. It's been a crazy year for movies and entertainment in general. Cardi B throwing shoes at Nicki Minaj. You just got Kanye going crazy. So many shows, so many amazing. We got Avengers Infinity War this year.
We did.
Holy cow. But we're going to do things a little bit different today. We're going to skip entertainment news. I put out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I just want to know what everyone's favorite movie was this year. And some of you got back to me. So we're going to read off those people's favorite movies for this year. Now, and then towards the end of the episode, after we talk Bumblebee, vroom, vroom, vroom. I guess it was like for Bumblebee. That's going to be the movie for this episode. But after that, then we'll let you guys know our favorite movie of the year of 2018. So we're going to get into your favorite movies. Once again, thank all of you guys for participating and getting back to me. So, buddy of ours, Heath Brian Adams, Spider-Man. I'm thinking he's talking Homecoming.
Is he? Yeah. Did he specify? Was it Homecoming?
He just said Spider-Man fan.
Okay.
Because, it could have been Spider-Verse.
I think it's Spider-Verse.
It's Spider-Verse?
I'm fairly certain.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. So Spider-Verse, which I've heard great things about. Chris Bradshaw, he put a couple. Deadpool 2, Game Night, A Quiet Place, Hereditary, Overlord, and The Spy Who Dumped Me. And he put, which is surprisingly good in parentheses. That's on Facebook. Over on Twitter, got a couple DMs. One put Avengers Infinity War. That's at Hank_77. And then let's see here. We got another for Hereditary. So, yeah, thank you guys for sending those in. I'm kind of anxious I almost don't want to wait with mine, but we're going to be waiting until after the movie here, after we talk the movie and trailers for ours. Thank you guys for participating. Keep that up. I'm loving it. I'm loving all the likes and stuff. So that'll bring us to trailers. Did I go first last time?
I think I did.
Okay, I'll go first this time. This one caught me off guard. Destroyer. I don't know if you've seen this trailer. Nicole Kidman. She's a undercover CIA agent, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, someone. But she gets put under deep cover, and she goes after some drug lords, and they leave her there. I think she's in there for years. It seems that way from the trailer, and it just takes a toll on her, and she has to become this kind of BA, take no prisoners, and actually has to start killing undercover, and she gets like gritty monster Nicole Kidman, she's barely recognizable in the trailer. It looks fantastic. Huh. I don't know if you've seen that one. But
I have not. I've checked that one out.
Yeah, check that one out. That's also on Facebook and Instagram posted. Yours, sir?
Mine is Greta.
Greta. I haven't seen this.
It looks fun in a scary sort of way. There's a girl who is just your typical nice girl, and she finds a purse on, I think it's a subway or a bus or something, I can't remember, and she's like, I'm gonna take this to its owner because I'm a nice person. That's what nice people do. So she takes it to the owner. It's a little old lady, it's like, oh, thank you so much for bringing my purse back. And then and the girl is like, I sometimes stick around when I meet nice people and blah blah blah, so we're gonna be, they end up being kind of friends or whatever. It's a young girl and then an old lady. It's kind of a she's being nice. And then she's like, you know, they're hanging out at her house one day, the old lady's house. And she's like, can you grab something for me out of the cupboard? And so she goes in there and there's like 6 or 8 purses that all look identical to the one that she found. And she realizes that these purses she leads them around town to try to draw people in. And then once she gets them, she's like, their crazy friend that they can't get rid of.
I'll be your friend till the end.
Yeah. So this old lady just starts harassing her throughout her life, and she's like working at a restaurant and she shows up and all this crazy stuff happens, and it just looks super fun and crazy all at the same time. I'm looking forward to seeing why is this lady doing what she's doing, and how does the girl get away from this old lady. Hopefully she does.
That sounds very good. And I will be checking that trailer out as soon as I get home. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. So Greta. I'll be putting that one up here as well. That's trailers. So that brings us to... Was that a good Transformer?
That's close.
Okay.
For like a baby Transformer, maybe.
That brings us to Bumblebee. This one came out just... last Friday, I believe. Let me get the stats on this guy. All right. Bumblebee 2018. Haley Stanfield, John Cena, Gracie Denzina, Vanessa Ross. Where's the little sidekick dude? I don't see him. Oh, wow. He's way down there.
Yeah, Memo's way down there.
George Lindenberg Jr.
George with a J.
George with the J. Why is he so far down there?
I don't know. I feel like he was in there more than a lot of them.
Yeah. So Bumblebee, we all know the Transformer story.
We all should by now.
Robert, you are more of a Transformer aficionado than I am. Yeah. So I'm going to be leaning on you for this one.
Okay. I'll try.
Is this an official prequel series of all the other? Because it kind of fits that storyline.
I don't know if this was supposed to be a prequel because it doesn't exactly match up with the other movies that have come out. And the only real hint at that being possible is at the end when she transforms into a Camaro. She's like, you could have been a Camaro this whole time. And it's the Camaro from the first movie.
Yeah. And his voice thing.
Yeah. So it's possible, but it could just be a total reboot.
Gotcha.
Because it doesn't exactly match up. But I could see how they could, somehow finagle it and say like, yeah, that's a prequel.
So the official Kelvin synopsis, war on Cybertron has reached its peak. The Autobots are losing and are forced to evacuate. Optimus sends Bumblebee to Earth to start build a base and a safe haven for Transformers to go to. And he doesn't quite do it. He gets beat down before he can, and he meets our star, Charlie, right?
Yep.
Charlie. And then we get into it from there. My first question to you is, are they... I didn't realize they were also vehicles on Cybertron. And like the cartoons I saw, they were just robots on Cybertron, and then they had to scan something when they got to Earth and became vehicles.
No, they were robots on Cybertron, or vehicles of some sort. They were usually like a futuristic looking vehicle.
Yeah, because Bumble, we saw a glimpse of Bumblebee there, and he's kind of a futuristic, sleek looking. Everybody has
like a more futuristic, sci-fi looking vehicle form.
You can tell Optimus was a semi, basically, because his way his windows were, he looked, okay. All right, well, because I was sitting there like, wait, they haven't been to Earth yet they already look like Earth cars. What's going on here? Right. But I gotta tell you, love that opening.
Yes,
that was fantastic.
That was for the G1 fans.
That was awesome.
That definitely, absolutely.
But we didn't see Megatron.
No. You did not. You saw everybody else though.
Yeah,
there's so many recognizable characters in that. If you're a Transformer fan, you'll love the start of this movie. It's ridiculous. You get all of them.
You can actually see Cybertron.
You get Ravage, just the way it should be, not just some weird thing that's not Ravage. You get a Ravage. It pops out of somebody's chest.
Yeah, he's 6 of them. Yeah, that was fantastic. I got to tell you my biggest problem with this movie, though. John Cena.
Yeah, I didn't understand why Cena was in it, but you know what? He did grow on me as the movie went along.
Towards the end, but those early scenes.
Yeah, with him shooting the gun at the guy.
He's so robotic and so not.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I've been too harsh.
A guy's robotic in a Transformer movie?
He didn't get the memo. We have CG robots, John. You don't have to know. No, act. And maybe, I don't know, because not to bring The Rock into this, but like...
You wanted The Rock in this?
No, I'm just saying, like, wrestlers turn actors.
All right.
I just don't...
You don't think he's doing that?
He doesn't quite reach Rock levels for me.
I think he was sort of supposed to be, in a weird sort of way, some of the comic relief.
Yeah. But like, okay, that's a good point. But I've seen him in comedies, and he's funny.
I think he's funny.
He's funny.
I think he can pull off the comedy stuff.
Sadly, that didn't translate in this one for me.
I think he was more funny than he was like a believable soldier, because I think he was too big. But I don't know. Maybe soldiers are bigger now. I don't know.
Yeah, sorry. I just had to throw that gripe out there before we get into nitty gritty. Main character, Charlie. Not only adorable. How does she? Maybe I'll go from adorable to hot.
We don't need you getting thrown in jail.
But they did a fantastic job of 22. She's hot. They did a fantastic job of her room. Set the tone for who she was, and I love that. You go around it, you see old car parts, you see punk rock posters, you get all of that, and it just instantly like, okay, this is who we're dealing with. And she pulled that off perfectly.
Yes, she did.
She was a fantastic lead actress. Move over, Shia.
You don't need Shia LaBeouf anymore.
But yeah, I thought she did a fantastic job. And just sold this movie, helped keep me there. I have to say, overall, though, I don't think I need any more Transformer movies, personally. Well, along this line.
Along this line, or what do you mean?
Like this, I think they need to...
Like good ones?
Just... I mean, it was good, but it's like... I just can't. I'm like,
can't do it anymore. You've been overloaded.
I think I'm done. Because I enjoyed myself, but I was like, I saw everything coming. Like it's just like, it's.
There's nothing new in this movie. This is one of those feel good, vanilla movies.
And I think I hate not fighty Bumblebee. There was too much lovey Bumblebee for me. Like, no, I'm the lovable big car. I didn't like all of that. I get it. And maybe it's what is this, PG-13? So, I understand. But I wanted to see some action.
But that was the Bumblebee after he lost his memory. He hadn't gotten his memory back yet. So of course there's going to be a level.
But there was a lot of that. Like a lot. Half the movie was that him not being. I was just not as much as I liked them together, Charlie and Bumblebee. I just wasn't. And then I don't feel like the neighbor was needed.
The crush, the guy who had the crush. Oh, he was definitely needed.
And then they reused one of the things I hated about one of the previous Transformer movies. Too much of the family. That there was I think the second one of the original franchise, Shia's family just all over the place. Right. Not a huge fan of that at all.
So you just wanted nothing but Transformers.
I wanted Transformers and the lead lady, and then an antagonist human, and then the rest Transformers. I don't need all that family stuff.
Okay, hating on families for some reason. What's going on? I have the opposite opinion. I feel like if you take the Transformer title away, you take out the Transformers, you have just an awesome movie about a girl who's trying to cope with life in the 80s after losing her dad. And I think my one complaint about this movie, if it's a complaint, is that it was too freaking good. It's like, I think they nailed it this time. And I'll admit it doesn't go there. That's what I mean. What I mean by that is it doesn't go anywhere new. It doesn't try to break any ideas or start something that or go into an unsafe place.
Yeah.
Everything is safe, and you see it coming, but it was so expertly done. And I think I saw Spielberg's name in there. So I mean, I feel that
he that dude, and maybe that's the family thing because that's his MO.
I definitely felt that, but I think that's what kept me in the movie. It wasn't the Transformers. As much as I am a Transformer fan, it wasn't the Transformers that kept me engrossed in this movie. It was the story of the girl.
And isn't that like the original basis of that series? Like they always have these kid influences.
Well, there's usually a kid, but I don't know. I think the other ones were more about the Transformers than they were the kids. I don't think
that's what I think. And see, I think that's my problem here. I grew up on Beast Wars, Transformers. There were no kids.
Yeah, it was all about the relationship between the Transformers and whatnot. But this, I think doing it this way for a movie, a live action movie, it keeps it grounded and keeps it relatable because you're not going to be able to relate to a Transformer as much. Okay, like, hey, as much as you would a girl who had lost her dad, and you can relate. I mean, everybody can relate to losing somebody in one fashion or another. So
yeah, I loved her. Like I said, I think they did her perfectly from the start. She was set up fine, and then you add the fact that she lost her father and she hates her mom because she's moved on. She moved on. So I guess we don't really get an idea of how long it's been, but she moved on so quickly, and
And they set it up, and there was a great scene when she just explains why she's having a hard time, and it's okay for you because you've moved on, and I haven't found somebody to replace dad yet, and blah blah blah. So she's not unable to do certain things like jump off a cliff. Of course, she's not gonna be able to jump off a cliff, but she can't dive anymore, and she's like a really good swimmer. And
because the last time she saw her dad was at a diving.
But then she conquers all those things throughout the movie. I think it was perfectly done.
Yes, she didn't really need to dive there after him.
She did. She needed to get in there and make sure he was okay.
It was a beautiful scene, but
great stuff.
I tell you what, though, it was. I guess I love every aspect of her, but then when mom, after that heartfelt thing you talked about, when mom realized, oh, that's why she's so distant. Now they become super family, and we get to go stop the military from getting our daughter, and that's what kind of was like. I'm like,
oh, I didn't have a problem with any of that.
Wacky dad, wacky loopy stepdad.
Boyfriend, yeah.
He's driving. Look at me go! I learned this from whatever.
Yeah, Miami Vice, I think you said.
Yeah, and Karate Kid.
I think a lot of people like this movie for just because it's a good movie. I know it's done better than any of the other Transformer 100%. Movies as far as audience and critic score. But I think there's a secret to why this movie has been successful.
Help me out here. What is it?
And I'm a huge fan of this particular decade, and I feel like this is one of the reasons why this movie was so successful is because it taps into that genius that is the 80s.
The 80s is amazing.
It uses the music from the 80s. You can't go... Maybe little kids didn't have the same experience that I did because I love the 80s, but maybe they just kind of enjoyed it for what it was, like the hokiness of Bumblebee fumbling around. But I was just like, this was just a tribute to the 80s. You got the music. It had my favorite movie in it, The Breakfast Club.
Yeah, that was great.
Like
Bumblebee did at the end. That was so great.
That was perfect. It was just everything about it was just one big, like almost like thank you to the 80s and appreciate the 80s. And it's like we're not making stuff like they used to do back in the 80s. And this was just like saying like don't forget about the 80s for me. And that's what I loved about it. I thought the movie was as close to perfect as you could probably get.
And people agreed with you, sir. 94% tomato meter, 80% audience score. So it's kicking butt.
And it was the heartfelt story of the girl. It was all about the girl. It wasn't about the Transformers that made this movie. It was the girl. And he had the gimmick. The Transformers were in there, but it was all about her conquering, losing her dad, and then finding herself, and even a little romance was in there. So it had a little something for everybody, even though they didn't go there at the end,
which I liked,
which was perfect.
I like that. I really did.
Perfect. I like how she's like, not quite there yet. Yeah. That was the only. I mean, that was perfect. That was
because it stuck with her character, who she was all through it. I agree with you. I have some gripes with it, but I'm not saying I hated the movie. I definitely enjoyed myself.
You didn't hate it, but you never want to see another Transformers movie again.
I would be fine not seeing another Transformers movie ever. Like maybe, like I said, if
they even used a song that was in the original animated Transformer movie.
Which one?
I can't remember the title of it. You got the touch.
Okay, yeah.
You got the. They even used that one. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe they did that. That's so perfect. Like I said, they were just paying homage to it. So I just loved what I was seeing.
I just feel like I've seen everything that they can do with them. You know, I don't know. And I mean, okay. I'll take that back right now, because if they make a Beast Wars Transformers movie, I'm there 100% sitting in the front row. But I don't think they will, because I don't think it can connect with audiences in the same way that this one can. I don't know. Like I said, I agree that it's not a bad movie at all. I am just personally, I guess, down with Transformers.
So I don't even hate the other one so much. Yeah. I mean, the first couple.
After this,
with Shia LaBeouf, those were okay. I understand people hate them. It's still, for me, it was a Transformer movie, live action. Didn't think I would ever see that, so I still enjoyed it. I remember, I think we went to, I think it was Pirates of the Caribbean or something, and then they showed the trailer for this. It might have been a different movie. I can't remember. I remember clapping because I was so happy to see the dang trailer for a live action Transformer movie.
And I actually enjoyed the first Transformers movie.
I thought the first few were okay. I mean, I thought they were decent, and I liked to watch it. I think they're enjoyable. After, when they put Mark Wahlberg in there, as they love, I don't understand that decision. And I probably never will.
Like John Cena.
More power to him. But I just don't think that works. But this one, I think, is a Transformer movie. I think we all want it. The Transformer fans, anyway. Like as a Harry Potter fan, you can take things from stuff that most of us just aren't going to get because we're not engrossed in that world. Yeah. But for the people who love Transformers, this one was just fantastic. And I might be wrong. There might be some people out there who wanted something else. You even get at the end. You even get the classic looking Optimus Prime, instead of that weird whatever with the flames on the side that I don't think worked for Optimus. Yeah. But you get that even with the trailer with the white stripe on it. Like, oh come on! I was just like melting in my seat when I saw that. I'm like, there's cool. Optimus. What are they? That's Optimus. I was excited. So it's like I think they give the fans exactly what they wanted. Maybe I don't think this was made for the fans, but I think they gave everybody a little bit of something that they would want out of a Transformer movie.
So you remove Bay and it works.
Yeah, I think his name was still in the credits somewhere, like Bay Productions or Bay whatever films or something like that. But still, I mean, they nailed it. This is what people wanted when they wanted a live action Transformer movie, and I do hope they continue along this lines. I hope they can ride the wave of this success and then make something, something good. I'd love to one day see an actual Unicron instead of that, like, Unicron that we got in the last thing that wasn't really Unicron because it was Earth and it was just weird and I don't get it, but whatever. I'd love to see all that stuff happen, but I'd love to see a Megatron done like this in the G1 fashion, all blocky and.
Do you think that's why they didn't put him in? Because he was. It
wouldn't have made sense. It would have been hard to justify the handgun thing. I don't see them doing that ever. He'll be a tank or something if they.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, but I think this movie does everything right. I don't have any complaints.
I loved the fight scenes when Bumblebee got his memory back. And he fought those two.
I don't. There's some stuff that they did that I don't remember. If you can remind me if they did in the other movies, I haven't watched them in a while. But they use their transformations in the fights.
Which like
he's like running. He needs to get away really quick, so he transforms into the car to drive away. Then he needs to come back, so he's then he transforms again to fight. I don't remember seeing as much of that in the other movies. And I appreciated that they didn't give us a whole bunch. They did give us some outstanding fight scenes, but you didn't get that weird. All of a sudden, there's this dynamic slow mo. She's falling, and then there's a Transformer flipping over them, or she falls through something. There's a little bit of that, but not over the top crazy. Like
she was just as much as a hero as Bumblebee was in this. So
absolutely, and I like that they did the whole. She's like into cars. She fixes cars, and she knows more than the guys do. That took me back to like Flashdance or something. Like there's a female welder, which is awesome. So
one of my favorite scenes is, and I think it's in one of the trailers actually, is when she slides under there and sees his face. And he transforms over her, and we get to see that. I love that scene.
That was really well done. but nothing like crazy over the top. Because I remember some of the last couple of movies, it's like they're sliding down something, and there's like all this stuff happening, and people flipping and jumping and shooting and slow mo bullets and bullet time, and it just didn't. You didn't need all that.
Yeah,
they went over. They went too far with it. This was like subtle but good, and they give you what you need. You're speechless.
I mean, like I said,
you never want to see a Transformer film again, which I understand.
I didn't say I never want. I said I don't need to.
Okay, you don't need to. All right.
I would be happy if it's like, because like I said, if the scenes with him and her, I love, because I like what they did with her. Like I said, from the start, that was great. There are certain things that pulled me out of this movie that I don't know. But there are also other things that push me in. Mm-hmm. Like I said, all the transformations were cool. There were the comedy in this one was on point. It wasn't too over the top. It wasn't offensive. And I'm saying good things, even though, like I said, I can't. I don't need to see another Transformers movie. I just something about it. I was just sitting there like. That.
It doesn't go for it by breaking the rules or anything. It just sticks to him. But Steven Spielberg's in there. I mean, he's not going to go crazy. Mm-hmm. He's going to give the people what they want. He's going to give them that family feel. He's going to give them the fun, the comedy, all that stuff. So.
But you were okay with wacky family hijinks.
Yeah, I didn't.
No problem there.
No, because it reminded me of the '80s, like all of it. Even the kid. I even thought of Karate Kid a little bit.
Yeah, I did too.
Just like everything, just like was perfect for me. Because like I said, I'm a fan of the '80s, so I have a little, maybe a jaded, opinion of this because I love it so much, the '80s. So, but still, I think it's a great movie.
Gotcha.
I think it can't get much better as far as Transformer movies go.
So you agree they should stop?
No. I want to see them continue with the greatness. Continue to do it right.
But this was 87.
Mark Wahlberg in another Transformer movie.
This one was 87, so they're going to come out of the 80s.
If they go 90s, I don't have a problem with the 90s either. We had Nirvana in the 90s. We got some good stuff in the 90s. Play some Nirvana for me. I'll get into it.
I want Bumblebee to get his voice back because I enjoyed hearing him talk for that 10, 15 minutes.
I thought it was weird hearing him talk. I thought it's fine because he talked in the original animated Transformer movie that my dad took me to when it came out. So I'm so appreciative that he took me to that movie because I know we had to sit through that as an adult and just be like, what in the heck is this crap? But I loved it as a kid and I still love it now. So I'm appreciative that he gave me that gift.
Gotcha.
Thanks, Dad.
Oh. So go watch from Robert.
Absolutely. Go watch it 3 or 4 times a day. Until you're sick of it. Yeah.
I can't, I mean, it's not bad.
No.
So I can't not say go watch.
Right.
I can't.
You thought she was hot? Go for the hotness, if nothing else.
I have to remove my personal feelings about being overdone with Transformers and just say, it is a good movie. I cannot take that away from it. Go watch Bumblebee. I want to say Transformers Bumblebee, but it's just Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
You
look like a bumblebee. You sound like a bumblebee. That's what I'm going to call you. Okay.
Which I don't think he did. But he did. He was filled with bees. Mm-hmm. So I love that dynamic too. The whole her and her uncle. I liked everything about her. She was just great. I'm in love.
Maybe like Memo when he took off his shirt in the car and he's like trying to hide his nipples. Yeah. I'm like, what in the world?
I guess we didn't really talk a lot about what happens in the movie, but it's
Transformers. A thing transforms and fights something else that transforms.
Very, very coolly fights. Because Bumblebee apparently knows Hapkido.
He knows how to fight. He gets in there.
Even though he's tiny, he's a little guy.
In there. Yeah, he's a scrapper though.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Bumblebee. That'll bring us to our choices for our greatest movies of 2018. Robert, did you want to go first here?
It's up to you.
All right, I'll go first.
All right.
Mine was one of the most original movies I've seen in a very long time. And I still think about it on a regular basis. Even though I've only seen it twice this year, even though it's been out for a while. A Quiet Place.
Oh my goodness.
Is that one of yours?
You stole it.
It's just such a bold, like, original take on, you know, stuff that we've seen all the time. Like,
it hits the heartstrings too.
Yeah.
That's why I
done
like
so
it.
well. And yeah, just very, very good movie. I guess that's my favorite movie of 2018 is A Quiet Place. I think it did. I think it was one of those movies. It wasn't like Bumblebee because it gave you exactly what it knows is safe. Mm-hmm. This one took a risk, a huge risk, and I think it paid off. Am I wrong? But isn't Netflix kind of put out a movie that's kind of you can't see kind of the opposite of
Bird Box or something?
Bird Box, Sandra Bullock.
Yep. But this one it took a risk. It was a huge risk. I don't think a lot of movies are doing that, but this one did it and it paid off. Mm-hmm. I think it had all the elements that it needed to be successful. It was dynamic. It was original. I mean, it was sci-fi. I love me some sci-fi. Got little horror elements in it. It got some really in-depth family moments. The love of the parents for the kid. I mean,
the characters are interesting.
Everybody, the development was just outstanding. Mm-hmm. There isn't anything wrong with this movie. I mean, you can nitpick at stuff if you wanted to. Like, I don't understand why the creatures look like that, or why is it? I mean, it doesn't. I mean, when you get right down to it, after you've done your little subjective, dissection of the movie, it's great.
And it's beautifully shot. The fact that a movie can hold you for close to 45 minutes without a sound. Mm-hmm. Come on.
I remember complaining about the candy wrappers in the theater. Yeah. Like, I could hear that over anything else. But man, the movie is awesome.
Yes.
I do have some runner-ups.
I have one, but
what's your runner-up?
Yeah, you will sure
no,
you
you're probably gonna steal it again. Go ahead and steal my go.
My runner-up, and I'm gonna alter it here slightly, which is against the rules, but I'm doing it anyway. Thanos, Infinity Wars. Mm-hmm. Because see how I did the title there?
I see that. It's all about Thanos.
His parts in that movie, it took me to a place I didn't expect. I didn't realize they were going to humanize him so much. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize they were going to give so much in depth on who he was, and the way he was played was brilliant. Cable did a great job. Like, it was just fantastic. He the voice he used, the way he walked, the way he carried himself, and not you don't even have to have his action. Just even his goal, like, he had me rooting for him. Like, if I can take that old Playboy or Payback tagline, get ready to root for the bad guy. I did. Like, it was just so fantastic. And I guess I have to like the entire movie for it to work. Which it wasn't bad. The rest was good too. Like, everyone else was, that Avengers flair. But yeah.
Well, my runner up was Hereditary.
Hereditary.
I mean, a lot of the people already said both of these movies. Both of these movies, which is great that we all are on the same page, I guess. But I thought this one, just like, again, it was just fantastic. I think it took a couple risks, not a whole lot. I thought it was weird as hell, which I appreciated because I wasn't expecting it. I think it was artsy in the right sort of way, not in the way what that turns you off and makes you think, like, what am I watching? But it just had the right mix of everything that you want out of a horror movie. And I think it's I don't want to say it's the best horror movie that came out.
I think people are considering A Quiet Place horror.
Yeah, it's not. I don't want to say it's the best one in the last decade or so, but it's definitely ranking up there in the top 5 for me. I mean, it's ridiculously good. I think they did an awesome job. It was a surprise. So yeah, Hereditary is my runner up, and I got a couple other honorable mentions. Can I do honorable mentions? Black Panther. Wakanda
Forever.
What's that? Yeah,
Wakanda Forever.
Absolutely. It's a Marvel movie that gives you everything that you've expected from Marvel movies. So it's nothing new that it was good. Mm-hmm. I think it broke some ground because of the cast.
100%.
But that's not why I think it's good. I think it's good is just because it did so much and was probably not expected to do as much.
And it talked about risks, like. The Black Panther. I mean, yeah, we got introduced to him in Civil War, but like to have a standalone movie work that well is amazing.
And I love how you know, when you first saw Black Panther, it didn't matter what color you were. People were still wanting to wear his costume like for Halloween. And I thought that was awesome that he broke grounds. Yeah. You know, it's just fantastic. I got a couple other runner up. I know you didn't like this one, but I think Ready Player One is quite the he dropped the mic. I think it's worth, just for the visuals, I think it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is a spectacle to see. And like, as I said on that podcast after my 30-minute rant, if you haven't read the book, it's
if you haven't read the book, I think this is awesome. Bumblebee is another one. I'm not just going to come out with every movie. I think it's amazing.
Came out yesterday. You can.
Yes, I can. For the movies that I've watched this year, I really enjoyed that one. That was a really close runner up. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Also, I think it's a contender. It might be it was somebody's favorite. Yep. I mean, it's for an animated movie, it breaks out of that like category of just being an animated movie. It's like that good. It's like everybody can enjoy this one, whether you like animated, whether you like Marvel, whether you like superheroes, you can get into this movie. The last one is one that you actually introduced me to called Unsane. I think that one belongs in the group too. I think takes
completely on iPhone.
It takes risks. It's the characters are developed perfectly. You get into it, you lose yourself. You're trying to figure out what's going to happen, but you can't necessarily predict all of it. So I think that one's a contender as well.
Well, I enjoyed that one as well. What was the one we watched where the ghost?
It was just called A Ghost Story.
Sits around for a long time. Yeah. I got to add that one too, because I thought that was like...
Was that 2018 or was that 2017?
Oh, you may be right. Never mind.
I can't remember what year that came out. But yeah, that's definitely in there.
But yeah, it's been a great year for movies. It's been a great year doing the podcast with you, sir.
Yes.
Enjoyed myself every step of the way. Sorry for ever being late. I'm going to try and fix that. I hope you guys have a fantastic 2019 that's coming up. You looking forward to any movies 2019? I can't think of anything off the top of my head. There's a lot. There's a lot that I missed in 2018, so I still have some catching up to do. I want to IMDb has a list. I just want to watch everything on it in order, even though it's hundreds of movies. I think Men in Black for me. Of course, I want to see the conclusion of Infinity War. I guess
I definitely am looking forward to that one.
Endgame, I guess it's called. Yeah, I want to see what they do with Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm not like overly excited about it.
I'm not either. So. I just kind of But yeah, I'm looking forward to 2019. It's going to be an amazing new year. And I guess since this is the end of the year podcast, hopefully I have it launched by then. GoWatchAMovie.com. That looks like Steve Carell. GoWatchAMovie.com. It's going to be the one-stop shop for everything entertainment, including this podcast. We're going to have reviews, just articles about entertainment and entertainment news. The podcast, as I said, trailers, a way to contact us and keep the conversation going. Behind the scenes featurettes, interviews, red carpet photo shoots, posters, all of that stuff. It's going to be there on that one spot. You can listen to the podcast there. You can subscribe. It has links to all of our social media. You can follow those from there. The YouTube page will be directly there. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that and use that. And yeah, I want that to be the main source to reach us. GoWatchAMovie.com. It just makes sense to have it all in one place, you know, and hopefully I can talk Robert back into doing some reviews because I enjoyed those when he was doing them. So yeah, that'll be the episode because that's where you can find us from here on out. GoWatchAMovie.com. Thank you all for listening and have a happy New Year. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
Go watch a movie.